Hi guys, happy Tuesday. What's up? Sorry, my neck and my back's bothering me. Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Jasmine, and thanks for hanging out with me today. This is my carVIBES series. So basically, it's just when I'm in the car, I do a lot of thinking in my car and talking to God, and just a lot of revelation and stuff happens in the car. And so whenever I feel led to share, I just hop on here and share it. I just hop on here and share it with you guys. So first of all, if we're not friends yet, let's be friends. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share the video if you are able to take something away from the video, if you know someone else that's able to take something away from the video, and let's just be friends, let's hang out. And then also don't forget to turn on your notifications so you hit the little bell icon every time, and words are so important. Hit the bell icon so you'll get a notification every time that I post a new video. So it is 70 something degrees in Ohio, and I'm really excited because this is the first warm day we've had. It literally snowed all weekend, and it's just kind of like, girl, can we just get some warm weather for longer than 5 seconds, right? Anyway, so let's jump into it. So really, these past couple weeks really have been so crazy for me. I am really in a very special place. God has me in a very unique and special place, and it's been very challenging, and a lot of pruning for the Christian folk, or just developing for everybody else. And it's been so hard. It's been very challenging, which is part of why I haven't really posted in a little bit, because I've really been trying to work through, and I still am trying to work through, and allow God to work through and show me what He wants me to see. But one of the things that I have really been harping on, and I continue to come back to, is this concept of trust. And I just think to myself, like, why is it so hard for us to trust God? Why is it so hard for me to trust in an all-knowing and infinite perfect being? Why is that so hard? Why is that so challenging? And what I learned and what I realized is, so I watched this movie, it's called A Heart of Man, and it's on Netflix, which is like, the movie is just incredible, to say the least. And I watched this video, and it talks about how there are many things that affect us as children that follow us into adulthood, or just throughout our life, and if we don't deal with them, they'll continue to show back up in different ways. There's always a root to issues and problems that we have. And so one of my root issues, so I have what people like to call our daddy issues, which honestly, I daily have to work through the frustration of that being a reality of mine, because I wasn't able to control that. I didn't have anything to do with that. I did not get the option, you know what I mean? And so it's frustrating when my daddy issues rear up and flare up, and someone reminds me, a good friend or someone who's a trusted friend of mine reminds me, like, yo, this is because of your daddy issues. And I'm like, that's so annoying. That's annoying. That paired with the fact that I'm very impatient and want to just rush my development. I'm one of those people that's like, okay, so I recognize that's an issue. Can we like get over it and move on? Can we just be done with it then? Right? So that's something that I work through all the time. And one of the things that I've come to grasp is that as I try to plan out my life, and my plans constantly continue to fall apart, and I find myself so incredibly frustrated, so incredibly worked up and irritated and mad. And I realized that it is because I do not trust that God is in control, that God has a handle of everything. I feel like I have to fix it, or I feel like I have to make it happen because He's either taking too long, or two, He needs my help, which neither of those are valid. And when we feel that way, that's because we have to learn the character of Christ. We have to learn the character of who God is, and His sovereignty. And that comes from studying His word, spending time with Him. And I never fully understood that until recently, honestly. And I'm still learning, and I believe that I will have to work through that concept and into that concept for the majority, if not all, of my life. And so what I realize is that I have been let down by so many father figures in my life. Now, that's a whole separate conversation. I'll do a testimony video one day, but I have I had gotten used to certain people being in my life and trusting them and saying, this is it, this is what's gonna work, this is what's gonna last. And then when it didn't last, or when something happened and they were no longer a part of my life, I felt rejected, I felt foolish, I felt embarrassed in a sense. And so I put these same characteristics on to God. And so that's why I struggle with trusting him, because it's like I'm putting these exact same thoughts and concepts, like, okay, God, well, you're gonna let me down too, and you're gonna do this and you're gonna do that, just like so many people that I've seen. Because again, in our Christian faith, we're walking by faith and not by sight. None of us has ever seen God before. None of us has ever seen Jesus before, right? We experience him by an encounter of the Holy Spirit and by reading his word, of course, but when you don't see it, it's hard to understand and to grasp. And so when that revelation hit me, it's like, wow, I have to just be honest. But that's another thing, though, is that we have to be honest with God and say, look, I'm struggling with trusting you. Because for me, I like have been to therapy, and this is one of the things that I've had to work through over the past few months, is the concept of you should have known that, or you should know that by now, or you should be over it, and all these shoulds. And it's like, I mean, again, yes, should, as far as, okay, I'm not gonna walk out into the middle of the street with traffic. I should know better, of course. But you should just trust God automatically. That's not necessarily always the case, because we're human beings, we're frail, we're fragile, and so it's easy for us to want to take matters into our own hands, or at least for me, it's easy for me to want to take matters into my own hands, to try to create something out of my own will, out of my own doing, out of my own timing, because it's like, well, if I did it for myself, then I know it's going to get done. Yes, but as we learn and understand the character of God, it makes it easier for us to trust him, along with those very, very vulnerable and transparent moments, those moments of intimacy that he desires to have with us, that we can say, okay, I don't trust you right now. I'm struggling with trusting you. I know that I don't have a reason to not trust you, but I need you to help me understand. I need you to heal my heart, because I've put these human-like characteristics onto you, if that makes sense. And so that's something, honestly, that I'm constantly working through. That's one of many lessons that God is showing me right now. And it's just really a journey. It's a very pruning and a very humbling process. It is a peeling back process, which is not fun at all. I'm in a good mood now, but trust me, I have not been in the best mood these past few days. But I know that I have to believe, and I have to know that it's for something greater that's on the other side of this. And so if you are in a similar space, I just don't give up, don't let go, don't give in, just keep going, just ask God. Even if, like, literally the other day, I didn't even want to get out of bed. Like, I was like, I'm just not gonna do anything today. And so I literally got up, got myself dressed, forced myself to go into work, and on my way to work, all I could utter was, God, I need you to sustain me today. And I broke into tears. I was so overwhelmed, I was so just frustrated and everything, and he sustained me, and he was there, and he kept me. And so I just say all that to say that if you are in that space, just ask God to sustain you, and get in your word, and just lean on him and trust him, and know that he's got you. Know that there's a bigger plan, even though it's hard to understand. I don't understand everything that happens. I don't understand most of what happens, but I do know that it's for a greater purpose. And so anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. Love you all so very much. Again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Let's be friends, and let me know what other topics you want to get into. But other than that, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.